So Edna here with Living Reality Dreams, celebrating the publishing of my book and sharing some tidbits that I share in the book. And today we're talking about love. Love is an emotion that we're born with, right? We are all made of love. We're all loving beings when we are born. And fear is what we learn. I love that quote from Marianne Williamson that basically says that love is what we're born with, fear is what we learn, love is the essential reality in our purpose on earth. So going as we're moving in life, the goal is to go back to love. Fear stems from our own defensive mechanisms, ego-based emotion that basically we do it for our own protection, right? Perhaps there's a person that is judging us or blaming us, and then we feel the threat and then react. And perhaps at times we don't react in love. We don't react with the essence of love. And in my book, I talk about a few instances where people's lives were changed because they did react with love. One of the great things about doing spiritual work is finding ways of being more conscious of your reactions, of how attentive you are to demonstrating the love that you feel for people, for things, for everything around you. Because the tendency nowadays, especially, is the bipolar society that we're living in, is to push against each other with friction, and because of fear, because we're not understanding each other, because we're fearful that the other person threatens us. And so as we start navigating life more and more and wanting to become more in harmony with what life is giving us and healing ourselves, part of the process is to see how we can demonstrate love more often than not. Yesterday, I had coffee with a friend of mine who is having some relationship issues with her mother, with her daughter-in-law, and we were talking, and I asked her if she cared to hear my opinion as far as what I thought was going on. And from my perspective, what it sounded like is that the young woman is feeling a little bit judged by the way because of how she's reacting, right? So I sometimes we give off the sense that we're put off or put people off, or we give off the sense that we're not collaborating with someone, or we're in friction with someone. And all the really is stemming from that is that we want to be loved. This woman wants to be accepted and loved into this family, and therefore some of her reactions are not in line with being a loving person. And the more she reacts unlovingly, the more judgment there is, and it's a vicious cycle. So how can we turn those challenges into the opportunities of actually reacting with love? And one of the things that I like to do is, when I catch myself thinking judgment and blame, I then take a pause and ask, what would love do here? How will love react? And that helps bring in ideas of how to compose yourself a little better and act from love. Give praise, or give gratitude, or give acknowledgement, or just simply stop blaming and act more with compassion towards the situation. So there's a lot in this subject, and even coming up with the subject matter that I wanted to talk to you about today was tough, because there's so many nuances as to what love is, because love is everything, really. The love of nature and everything around us, the love of each other. And so living from love is living from the inside out, of realizing that um, your actions can be loving, so you can be lovable. So there is a lot more of that essence in our lives. So with that, know that I love you very much, and I bid you well, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.